sit up in your tower of glass and watch the lesser people pass. You trading numbers, I am pain, the boy you left out in the rain. You don't remember my father's face, just a line item you erased, a signature in crimson red that left a family of ghosts instead. I wasn't in your grand design, a variable you couldn't define, but I grew up on bitter bread with every word your ledger said, replaying it, echoing inside my head. I am the dead you thought was dead. This is the orphan's anthem, sung off key, a symphony of memory. This is the promise that you broke, the final sentence that you spoke. I am the ghost you can't erase, the future you cannot replace. This is the orphan's anthem. Rising now, I've come to make you take a bow. Studied you, I learned your ways through all my dark and empty days. I know your fears, I know your pride, the hollow space you keep inside. You built an empire clean and neat, on top of my own broken street. You deal in whispers, so do I. I've learned to craft the perfect lie, but my lies have a sharper bite. They shine a harsh and honest light on the foundations of your throne, the broken body's shattered bone. I am the consequence you earned, the final lesson to be learned. This is the orphan's anthem, sung off key, a symphony of memory. This is the promise that you broke, the final sentence that you spoke. I am the ghost you can't erase, the future you cannot replace. This is the orphan's anthem. Rising now, I've come to make you take a bow. You can't buy me, you can't erase me, you can't control me, you can't replace me. I am not in your book, I am not on your page. I am the reader who has come to turn this cage into a coffin, into a tomb. I am the child from a forgotten womb, and I'm here to collect the anthem ends. The silence starts, the breaking of two different hearts. The dead is due. The steel spine groan, a city aches on broken bone. Beneath a sky of faded rust that turns belief to dust, the rain puts stains on window pane, a million silver Their voices hushed while prophets rush beyond the clouds. They're dressed to kill, the architects of grand designs, who sign their names on fractured spines. They buy their grace with iron dimes and pay no price for paradise built on their crime. The foundry's hammer beats a rhythm. I move with them in the grind. It's the bitter currency that pays for urgency in consequence. They think their iron grip will hold the day. I'm not a shadow come to play. I am the debt they cannot pay. The city breathes in sodden rust, a sacred broken trust. I'll wear a suit of woven lies that shines right in their eyes. They build their thrones on borrowed time, a hollow fragile paradigm. I'll own the interest, I'll define their crime. The city chokes on smoke and greed, the broken sons of a poison creed. They'll never see the balance shift their fallen empire, a final gift to me. I don't track the violence, I chart the silence and the funds, the quiet promises they break for wayward daughters' favorite son, the subtle fractures in their perfect lies, the pressure that manufactures their alibis. Every whisper's a future asset, a hidden fissure I can't pass yet. Every handshake hides a sharpened blade, a calculated cold charade. I am the man you don't recall, the writing right beside the wall, a simple nod, a knowing lie, while my ledger waits for alibis to die. The factory whistle sings my name, a brutal, unforgiving game. I've learned the lexicon of pain, to turn their losses to my gain. Your only sin, your fatal flaw, is breaking someone else's law. They think they own the endless night. I'm not the shadow, I'm the coming light. The city breathes in sodden rust, a sacred broken trust. I wear a suit of woven lies that shines right in their eyes. They build their thrones on borrowed time, a hollow fragile paradigm. I'll own the interest, I'll define their crime. This city chokes on smoke and greed, the broken sons of a poison creed. They'll never see the balance shift their fallen empire, a final gift to me. It isn't leather, isn't skin. It's the promise of the sin within. A simple book of faded line, where every entry redefined. The cost of life, the price of trust, what turns a diamond back to dust. I mix the ink with memory, a stain of what is yet to be. Each page is hungry, cold and white, a canvas for eternal night. This is my Bible, my unrivaled creed, the final word for every broken deed. It isn't magic, it's the math, the cold arithmetic of wrath. Before the trigger, before the blade, a silent, solemn promise made. Before the fall, before the fear, the final judgment's written here. They think their power is their own, a fragile empire, a borrowed throne. But every secret has a price, and I'm the one who names it twice. The crimson ledger, binding vow, the ink is blood and bone right now. Every name's a nail I drive, every sin keeps me alive. The columns shift, the balance bleeds, it waters dark and twisted seas. This book remembers, this book knows, the final dividend it owes. The crimson ledger, on the edge of everything I am, my final pledge. I write the future, draft the past, a shadow that is built to last. The accounts are balanced, clean and true. For every favor, something's due. I note the whispers, trace the lies, the fear reflected in their eyes. I am the clerk, the final judge, the one who never holds a grudge. I just collect it, clean it's fair, a single breath becomes a share. In my new enterprise of pain, a monopoly on pouring rain. They deal in bullets, I in thought, the perfect trap is never bought. Before the empire, before the crown, a single word can bring it down. Before the scream, before the plea, a simple line of history. They think their legacy is grand, built on foundations made of sand. But every grain is in my hand, the architect of their last stand. The crimson ledger, binding vow, the ink is blood and bone right now. Every name's a nail I drive, every sin keeps me alive. The columns shift, the balance bleeds, it waters dark and twisted seas. This book remembers, this book knows, the final dividend it owes. The crimson ledger, on the edge of everything I am, my final pledge. The paper drinks, it's never full, a constant, unrelenting pull. It doesn't ask for gold or praise, just counts the seconds of their days. It whispers to me in the dark, a cold and calculating spark. Feed me a name and I'll feed you the world. The pages like a flag unfurled, the ledger waits. The ink is mixed, the balance shift, the fix is in. move through Alice slick with rain, a whisper washing out a stain. You never hear my polished shoes. I'm the bad news you can't refuse. I'm not the muscle, not the fist, just a rumor on the morning mist. I am the chill you can't explain, the smell of ozone after rain. I wear the calm of coming storms in one of my three tailored forms. I don't leave bodies, leave a mess. I just leave emptiness and stress. My only weapon is a word, the deadliest you've ever heard. Call me the three-piece ghost. I'm the host of all your fears, the calm before the violence, the silence in your ears. I am the final draft of your lonely epitaph. You won't see me coming, you'll just feel the aftermath. The three-piece ghost, the man who isn't there, just a lingering deception on the cold night air. I watch you from a window pane. I analyze your every game. I learn the cadence of your breath and choreograph of death, death. It might be poison, might be doubt, the one betrayal you can't live without. I am the face you half recall, just before you lose it all. They send their thugs with iron bars, collecting physical new scars. I collect secrets piece by piece and sign your permanent release. A perfect knot, a flawless tie, the perfect gentleman's goodbye. Call me the three-piece ghost. I'm the host of all your fears, the calm before the violence, the silence in your ears. I am the final draft of your lonely epitaph. You won't see me coming, you'll just feel the aftermath. The three-piece ghost, the man who isn't there, just a lingering deception on the cold night A single word can break a bone, a simple truth can take a throne. They built their walls with brick and steel, but fear is so much more real. I don't need to raise a hand, I just need them to understand. I'm in the room, I'm on the wire, I am the spark that starts the fire. Gone, 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 gone. city's built on iron beams, but it runs on shattered, broken dreams. And every dream's a currency for men like you and men like me. You trade in shipments, guns and gin. I trade in where the rot begins. The stock exchange of broken vows. The market's open here and now. There's no escape, no final shade. Your reputation, stock is high, but I'm the one who sets the buy. I hear the secrets of the beds, the tangled trees unearth new threads. Welcome to the whisper market, friend, where every story has an end. The currency is consequence. There's no defense, it makes no sense. So place your bids on what you've heard. A single solitary word. The price of silence keeps on growing. No way of knowing where it's going. In the whisper market, I'm the house, the odds, the dice. Everything has got a price. I don't just listen, I invest. I put their loyalties to the test. I start a rumor, feed the doubt. Watch the weakest player sell his brother out. I'll buy a secret for a dime and sell it back for triple time. I engineer the ebb and flow. Watch the seeds of panic grow. A hostile takeover of the soul. My only goal is full control. Your empire's built on what they see, but what they whisper belongs to me. I am the broker of the fall, and I've got leverage on you all. Welcome to the whisper market, friend, where every story has an end. The currency is consequence. There's no defense, it makes no sense. So place your bids on what you've heard. A single solitary word. The price of silence keeps on growing. No way of knowing where it's going. In the whisper market, I'm the house, the odds, the dice. Everything has got a price. They think they trade in truths and lies, but all they sell are alibis. I don't deal in information, I deal in moral liquidation. The truth is never bought or sold, it's just a story getting old. Going once, going twice. Your soul is sold for a whisper's price. The air is cold, the board is set, a final unforgiving bet. Tonight we merge our assets, see, my company buys yours for free. The ink is mixed, the terms are clear, the end of your entire year. The city holds a steel gray breath, awaiting news of a corporate debt. This isn't hate, this is just balancing the slate. A hostile takeover, the old guard's over. You're a liability, and I'm the sole stockholder. My for signature in crimson red, a period where words are dead, a single line to close the book. It's not as simple as it looks. The ledger claims another soul, a perfect, clean and final goal. The balance shifts, the deal is done, a dynasty has just begun. My for signature in crimson red leaves a rival's chapter red and dead. In my hand, a language you don't understand. You see my face, a calm facade, the righteous anger of a god. Your final moments filled with dread, while numbers echo in my head. Debit one life, credit one fear, the path ahead is crystal clear. You beg and bargain, try to plead, you're just a line I don't need, a loose end in a grand design, and tonight your franchise becomes mine. This isn't murder, it's just good sense, a necessary grim expense. My for signature in crimson red, a period where words are dead, a single line to close the book. It's not as simple as it looks. The ledger claims another soul, a perfect, clean and final goal. The balance shift, the deal is done, a dynasty has just begun. My for signature in crimson red leaves a rival's chapter red and dead. The hand that held the pen now holds the gun. The quiet work is never done. I write the entry, clear and cold. One I said liquidated soul. The book doesn't judge, it just records the new king of the underworld's rewards. And it feels like victory. It feels like me. The pages turn, the first of many lessons learned. Sign.
The velvet dark, the crystal glass, the hours that refuse to pass. I trace the lines upon my hand, the sole proprietor. The city sprawls beneath my feet, a bitter cold and concrete sheet. My assets are just liability, the hollow man with loyalty that I have bought, that I have been, an empire built on discontent. Each window's barred with filigree, a perfect prison built for me. The profit margin on my soul is thin from all the battles I had to win. I reign in pain, a king alone, inside this gilded cage of bone. The silence is a currency, the only thing that's true to me. A masterpiece of fine design that highlights my own slow decline. I have the world, I have the name, but the rules and prize are not the same. I am the warden and the one in chains for all my troubles, all my gain. The whiskey's old, the art is rare. I breathe recycled sterile air. I see my face in polished wood, a man I swore I never would become a stranger in my home, a statue carved from monochrome. My enemies are dead and gone, but new ones rise with every dawn. They rise within these very walls, in every footstep down the halls. The ones I trust, the ones I pay, they plot my end in their own way. I built a fortress safe and sound on shaking, sinking, haunted ground. I reign in pain, a king alone, inside this gilded cage of bone. The silence is a currency, the only thing that's true to me. A masterpiece of fine design that highlights my own slow decline. I have the world, I have the name, but the rules and prize are not the same. I am the warden and the one in chains for all my troubles, all my gain. I can buy the law, I can buy the judge, I can buy the silence and the grudge, but I can't buy a single honest breath in this perfect air-conditioned death. The higher I climb, the less I see. Just the reflection staring back at me. The cage is locked. The key is locked. I count the cost. I pay the cost. Your eyes reflect the firelight. Your answers are a shade too right. Your loyalty's a royalty. I pay in fear a fee that's due 3 times a year. You laugh on cue, you pour the wine. Your every move, a rehearsed design. You are my brother, you're my friend, on whom my very life depends. But late at night, when silence falls, I trace your shadow on the wall. I test your words, I search for cracks. I cover my own exposed tracks. Is that a promise or a prayer? The poisoned apple that you bear. It's the loyal lie, the perfect sin, the mask you wear that wears so thin, the truth you kill to keep me safe, a beautiful and damned embrace. I need the lie to stay alive, but in its comfort nothing thrives. The loyal lie, the sweetest sound upon this cold and treacherous ground. I sent you on a fool's affair, with dangers laid out everywhere. A simple test, a loaded game, to hear you whisper someone else's name. You came back bruised, you came back true, the very thing I asked of you. And in my soul, the sickness grows, 'cause now the devil really knows how to break me piece by piece, and never offer me release by giving me the thing I crave. A loyal friend, a willing slave, a man I trust with my last breath, who's leading me towards my death. It's the loyal lie, the perfect sin, the mask you wear that wears so thin, the truth you kill to keep me safe, a beautiful and damned embrace. I need the lie to stay alive, but in its comfort nothing thrives. The loyal lie, the sweetest sound this cold and treacherous ground. I look at you and I see me, the man I was, the man I'd be. If I could trust, if I could feel anything that felt half real. So tell me lies, tell me again, my dearest, oldest, deadliest friend. Lie. Lie to me. Stay with me. Lie for me. Die for me. There is a crack in the silver glass, a spider web I can't get past. And in that crack, a different eye reflects a cold and different sky. I straighten up my tailored suit, but something's rotten at the root. My own reflection doesn't shift, it gives my smile a mocking lift. It wears my face and knows my name, but it is not entirely the same. It has the eyes of men I knew, the ones the ledger saw right through. Their final glance, their silent plea, now stares directly back at me. The ghost in the mirror wears my skin. It shows me where the rot begins. It speaks in voices I have known, a harvest that my hands have sown. It counts the sins that I've erased, the bitter, unforgiving taste. The ghost in the mirror, cold and clear, the only thing I truly fear. I splash the water, cold and stark, to chase the specter from the dark. But when I look, it's standing there with water dripping from its hair. It raises up a phantom hand, a gesture I don't understand. It traces lines upon its cheek, but doesn't even try to speak. It knows it doesn't have to say the price I promise I will pay. It's every man I've laid to rest, the beating heart inside my chest that isn't mine, that isn't true. It's beating now for all of you. The ghost in the mirror wears my skin. It shows me where the rot begins. It speaks in voices I have known, a harvest that my hands have sown. It counts the sins that I've erased, the bitter, unforgiving taste. The ghost in the mirror, cold and
The final chapter of my dreams is a reflection
They call it peace, they call it law. A city healing from the raw and open wounds of yesterday. The chaos that I cleared away. The trains run clean, the streets are safe. A perfect calm and ordered state. But underneath the placid sheen, a silent grinding grim machine is working, turning day and night, and squeezing everything too tight. The price of order is control. The collateral on my city's soul. For every business that I save, I dig another early grave. This is the king's tax, paid in fear. It's due when my collector's near. It isn't paid in silver coin, but in the hope you can rejoin. The king's tax, paid in full, with every constant steady pull on the threads that hold your life in place, leaving nothing but an empty space. It's the price of my benevolent reign. A quiet, everlasting pain. Just a casualty in the game. The young man with the broken fist, who's added to a different list. He chose defiance, chose to fight, and vanished in the fading light. They are the numbers on a page, the human cost to turn the stage. I give them order, give them bread, and fill their silent nights with dread. This is the king's tax, paid in fear. It's due when my collector's near. It isn't paid in silver coin, but in the hope you can rejoin. The king's tax, paid in full, with every constant steady pull on the threads that hold your life in place, leaving nothing but an empty space. It's the price of my benevolent reign. A quiet, everlasting pain. I am the shepherd, I am the wolf, I am the sickness and the cure. I am the savior of this town, who wears a bloody heavy crown. And every soul that I protect is another soul I must collect. The tax is due, the ledger waits.
I own the city and its fate. The crystal gleams, the liquor's gold, a story that is getting old. We gather here, my closest foes, in finely tailored, borrowed clothes, a parliament of smiling snakes. For God knows what high, deadly stakes. We speak of trust, we speak of friends, on which our mutual life depends. The air is thick with cold respect, and all the things we don't expect to ever say, to ever show, the seeds of violence down below. Your smile is wide, your eyes are eyes, you sell me out for half the price. So let's raise a glass, a toast with vipers, to the lies that make us richer, to the pacts we break before they're made, a beautiful and sharp charade. Let's drink it deep and drink it fast, this moment that was never meant to last. A toast with vipers, eye to eye. The first to look away will be the first to die. You speak of futures, shared accounts, the ever-growing vast amount. I hear the subtext, hear the threat, the trap that hasn't sprung just yet. My hand is steady, my voice is low. I give you just enough to know that I know you know, that I know the game. We call it by a different name. We are the predators, the best, who put each other to the test. We are the last ones left to stand in this barren and forsaken land. And loyalty's a pretty word for the sharpest, most affected soul. So let's raise a glass, a toast with vipers, to the lies that make us richer, to the pacts we break before they're made, a beautiful and sharp charade. Let's drink it deep and drink it fast, this moment that was never meant to last. A toast with vipers, eye to eye. The first to look away will be the first to die. The wine tastes sweet, but smells of fear. The only reason we are here is to decide who strikes, who falls within these quiet, ornate walls. The pleasantries are just a shield for the bloody, brutal battlefield.
A tremor in the web I spun. A single thread has come undone. A name I wrote, a ghost I made, a step right out of its own shade. The ledger on my desk tonight seems different in the pale moonlight. The crimson ink, so sharp and clear, is smudged and blurred as if in fear. A single drop, a perfect sphere, has fallen like a bloody tear. The paper drinks, the phantom stain, a promise of impending pain. The book that gave me all control has started to exact its toll. The ledger bleeds, the ink won't dry, a story that refuses to die. The pages weep for what I've done. There's nowhere left for me to run. The ledger bleeds, it knows my name. It's calling out to fan the flame. The spine that held it all in place is cracking now at a frantic pace. I try to close the heavy book, but cannot bear a second look. The names are swirling off the page, they're screaming in a silent rage. My perfect system, my grand plan, is slipping through my shaking hands. The numbers that I knew by heart are tearing my whole world apart. This artifact of my design, this sacred, bloody, holy shrine, has turned on me, its only priest, a starving, unrelenting beast. The debt I tally day by day is what I now will have to pay. The ledger bleeds, the ink won't dry, a story that refuses to die. The pages weep
No more towers, no more soup. Just back to our forgotten root. The scent of rust, the taste of rain, a final symphony of pain. The factory, a hollow shell, a perfect cell, made private hell. The shattered glass on grimy floor, behind the screen, in metal door. This is the place it all began. The making of a broken man. And this is where it has to end. My dearest, oldest, newest friend. The ledger side on the side. There's nowhere left for us to hide. This is a concrete requiem, a hymn for broken-hearted men. The gunfire cracks a metal prayer on cold and unforgiving air. A concrete requiem, the final cost for everything we've won and lost. The city washes cold and gray and washes all the blood away. Your eyes have fire, mine have eyes. We both have paid a heavy price. You fight for vengeance, I for pride, for the last safe place I have inside. The shadows dance, the bullets fly. We paint the walls and we say goodbye. Every echo is a ghost of the ones that we both hurt the most. We are the same in our own way, the product of a darker day, two sides of one corrupted coin. The fate has finally come to join. There is no winning, no retreat, just bitter absolute defeat. This is a concrete requiem, a hymn for broken-hearted men. The gunfire cracks a metal prayer on cold and unforgiving air. A concrete painful.
The blood is dry, the guns are cold, a story that will not be told. I won the war, I won the day, the ghosts have finally gone away. I sit here in my leather chair, the only living creature here. The city breeze outside the glass, but in this room no moments pass. The phone is silent, deep and black. There's no one who is calling back. I have the quiet I desire, the peace for which I long conspire. It is complete, it is my own, this perfect isolating throne. I am the king of a silent room, a walking, breathing, empty tomb, the victor of a war on ghosts, the loneliest of all the hosts. I have the crown, I have the prize, just the judgment in my own two eyes. The king of a silent room, where victory's the final. I pour a drink, the finest kind, to toast the peace I'll never find. The echoes in the empty space are all that's left of this whole place. I trace the patterns in the dust on things I can no longer trust. My own reflection on the floor has nothing left to answer for. The game is over, I have won, and everything is said and done. I gave my life to get it all, just to preside over the fall of everything that ever mattered, broken, beaten, burned, and shattered. I am the king of a silent room, a walking, breathing, empty tomb, the victor of a war on ghosts, the loneliest of all the hosts. I have the crown, I have the prize, just the judgment in my own two eyes. The king of a silent room, where victory's the final. Was it worth the pain, the acid rain, the men I buried, the weight I carried? I have the power, I have the gold, I have a story, getting old and no one left to tell it to. The king is here.
One final act, one final choice, with no one left to hear my voice. I take the ledger from the safe, this beautiful damned old rape. It's crimson ink, it's steady lines, the source of all my grand design. It feels so heavy in my hand, the history of this whole land. I strike a match, the flame is bright, my only friend in this long night. I touch it to a single page and turn my back upon the cage. I didn't build, but decorated the hell that I alone created. This is my legacy of ash, a brilliant and a final flash. Let the pages burn and curl, and free me from this broken world. My legacy of ash and smoke, the final bitter whisper joke. I erase the names, I erase the cause for everything I won and lost. The names ignite a fleeting spark, small constellations in the dark. They rise and twist, they disappear, and take with them a life of fear. The binding cracks, the cover burns, the final lesson no one learns, that empires built on ink and blood will vanish in a fiery flood. The smoke is thick, it fills my lungs, the language of 1,000 tongues that I had silenced, I had bound, a screaming now without a sound. I watch until the final spark is dead and clear the ledger in my head. This is my legacy of ash, a brilliant and a final flash. Let the pages burn and curl, and free me from this broken world. My legacy of ash and smoke, the final bitter whisper joke. I erase the name, I erase the cause for everything I won and lost. The book is gone, the ink is free, but what does that make of me? A ghost without a page to haunt, a king without the things I want. I didn't do it to be saved, I did it for the life I never gave. To myself, the ash is cold, the rain begins to fall and washes away as well.